A 720 is one of the most rare and difficult dunks that exist. But did you know that the first person that ever hit it did it in a game? His name is Torian Fontanet, more commonly known as the Air Up There. And he is one of the greatest dunkers of all time. He's actually my favorite dunker of all time. And guess how he got good at dunking and learned all his dunks? By dunking on low rims. Low rim dunking is one of the most effective ways to jump higher and to improve at the technical skill of dunking. Because there's a lot of athletes I've seen out there that have 40+ inch verticals but can't even do an East Bay. To do an East Bay, you only need to touch about 11.1 or 11.2. However, when you ask most pro dunkers how they got good at dunking, it was by low rimming as little kids. They learned how to do every trick dunk imaginable, and then when they hit puberty and started getting their grown man bounce, they already knew how to do all those trick dunks. However, low rim dunking doesn't just have benefits in terms of your dunk skill, it also helps you jump higher. See, the whole purpose of training is to cause an adaptation in your body that helps you to jump higher. And one of the laws of adaptation is the law of specificity, which means every stimulus produces a very specific adaptation, and you want to choose exercises that cause those specific adaptations. And the best way to do this is by practicing the thing that you are trying to improve. In our case, that's jumping. And low rim dunking is very effective for this because it's fun. If I had two athletes and I told one of them to do plyometrics every single day, and then I told the other one to lower the hoop to 8 feet and dunk on it every single day, who is more likely to have made more progress and still be training a year from now? The athlete who's low rimming. It's simply just more fun. It's also more specific. So it's a win-win situation. The other benefit about low rimming as opposed to trying to touch 10 feet or dunk 10 feet is that you get more frequent positive feedback loops. See, human behavior drives everything. Every single action that we take is driven by human behavior, whether you realize that or you don't. And human behavior is about punishment and reinforcement. Whenever you make a dunk, there's dopamine that's released and you feel good about it and you want to do it again. And it is a very powerful release of dopamine. However, when you do a plyometric, the release of dopamine isn't as powerful and it might not even be there. And how human behavior works is that when something is reinforced more powerfully and more quickly after the activity, the more likely that person is to repeat that same behavior. So if you're a kid and you find low rim dunking and it's reinforced over and over and over again, you're gonna wanna keep doing it over and over and over again, which means that you're gonna keep improving and see more improvements, and you're more likely to stay consistent over a long period of time. And that is how the highest jumper in the world is created. One big caveat though, if you are going to follow this technique, I would only do it if you are young, if you are light, and if you have no history of injuries. And if you fall under all three of those buckets, the fourth thing is make sure you're jumping as hard as you can with each jump. Just because it's a low rim doesn't mean that you should jump low on it. By jumping as hard as you can, you're gonna drive more adaptation that are more specific to you jumping higher.